Greetings, golf enthusiast, and welcome to another episode of the Fantasy Golf Sommelier. And this week, we are in beautiful Hilton Head Island, South Carolina, for the RBC Heritage at Harbour Town, a fantastic golf course and venue. We got a great field this week, actually. You would think maybe post Masters that we might have kind of a crappy field, but that is not the case this week. Now, you may be able to hear it in my voice, but I'm definitely suffering from that Masters hangover. Okay, it's a real thing. Masters Monday is literally the worst day of the year. One of them. So I don't like it. I don't like post Masters week, and you're probably going to hear it in the FGS this week. As a matter of fact, I thought about instead of just talking about wine and maybe giving you some knowledge there, that I would give you some knowledge on how to handle a hangover. I'm very good at that, and so if there's anything that you want to listen to the sommelier about, handling a hangover is probably one of them that you should actually listen to, okay, as far as the knowledge there is concerned. It's a lot. It's extensive, okay? So we'll get into that here as we go along. But first, I'm going to talk about the first play of the week, and that is going to be the $10 wine special. Okay, this is the guy that's priced like a Sutter home, plays like a Caymus, and for me, it is Patton Kazire at 6,500 on DraftKings. I mentioned him on the show. I just don't see how you can avoid even playing him in almost any lineup. Okay, I'm not going to venture out to say that you should play him in cash, but this guy at 6,500. I mean, come on. He's made like 12 of his last 13 cuts. He missed a cut at the Honda Classic a few weeks ago. That was the first time he's missed a cut in like 12 straight starts. Okay. He's been very good. You look at his stats: ball striking, approach, greens and regulation. He's top 10 in the field in Bermuda. Okay. And putting on Bermuda. That's pretty damn good. And all the things you need to do well here at Harbour Town. So I think Patton Kazire makes a ton of sense. I think the ownership's going to be relatively low. He'll probably be one of the higher 6K owned guys, but I still like it. He's got a ton of upside. He's actually got winning upside, not just like make the cut upside, which is what you want from a guy at 6,500. He actually can win. I mean, this is a guy we've seen win on tour a few times. So I like Patton Kazire. He will be the cheap price like a Sutter home, plays like a Caymus play of the week. Okay, I'm drinking cab tonight, which has been a theme in the sommelier. Now, there is some significance to that. I'll talk about that in a minute. But when you're talking about hangovers, there's a lot of different things that you can do. Okay. The first thing you can do is get a lot of sleep. If you can just like, if you're married or whatever, just figure out a way to be able to sleep in. Okay. Maybe, and don't say that you're hungover. Okay. Just say that you've got a cramp in your leg or something that's just you can't get it out. Okay, it's a bad cramp. Or you could say that you've got a bad cold, and you don't know what happened, even though you drank a lot the night before. But apparently you caught something and you have a bad cold. Anyway, you want to be able to sleep as long as possible post night of drinking, especially wine. And then you want to drink a lot of water. Okay. If you can actually drink water while you're drinking the night that you're drinking, if you can figure out how to do that and you're disciplined enough, that helps a lot. I mean, that really helps a lot. Okay. The other thing is drugs. Now, I don't mean like hard drugs and things like that, but take some ibuprofen and maybe take one or two more than you think you should take. Now, I'm not a doctor or anything, okay? But I think you can safely take 4 ibuprofen, okay, instead of what it says on the pill box. It may say 2, but I think you can take 4 because I think that's what they give you in the hospital, okay? So if that's what they give you in the hospital, take 4 instead of 2. That's just I mean, you may double check that. I think there could maybe I said something I shouldn't say. Okay. I'm not a doctor. That's the disclaimer. So please don't do anything dangerous. Okay. Anyway, The Boone's Farm fade of the week. Let's talk about this guy. Now, DB loved him on the show. A lot of people love him, apparently, okay, because he's projected to be one of the highest owned players this week in tournaments on DraftKings and in GPPs, and that is Abraham Answer at 8,900. I'm going to give him 80 points this week, okay? That's not a lot of points. That's not a good rating. And you know what? A lot of that's just because of ownership. I just don't want to play Abraham Answer at 8,900 at high ownership. Yes, he does have pretty good course history here. He finished second last year, but it was a different year. It was in June. The course played totally different than it has in the past. There were birdies all over the place. Excuse me, Master's hangover. And so, but the last time it was in April, where it should be, and it's always been, he missed a cut. All right. And the form hasn't really been that great for Abraham Answer. Okay. He hasn't done anything that makes you think that, okay, he's going to win this week or anything like that. So, Abraham Answer, 8,900 out. He will be my Boone's Farm fade of the week. Okay, before I get to the Pop the Cork play, which I think you're going to like and find interesting, let's talk about some more hangover cures. A few things. I think a big greasy meal the next day after like you're drinking a lot, like at Waffle House or something like that, is really good. I find that to be very soothing for my body. Okay, I don't need anything healthy going into my body other than water the day after I've had a lot to drink, and if I've got a big hangover, I don't really need much that's healthy. Okay, I just need water. I need a lot of grease, and that's it. Like eggs. I think eggs does something actually scientifically to battle a hangover. I don't really know exactly what it is. Maybe you could comment in the YouTube comments and tell me what that is. Or maybe comment on your favorite hangover cure. Okay. Because a lot of people like to see those. And I do. I'm always up for something new. But I think that eggs do something when it comes to combating a hangover. Another thing I think that's good, and now you may hate me for saying this, a little bit of exercise, actually. So, yeah, not a lot of healthy food and things like that, but maybe some exercise, like go on a little walk or something like that. Just get the blood flowing, okay? Get things going a little bit. Don't, get your sleep. But then sometimes that, like if you sleep too long, that hangover can kind of last a little bit longer than you want it to. And the sleep doesn't help, the water doesn't help. Maybe then you do need a little bit of exercise, something possibly healthy. Okay. All right. So I got one more hangover cure that I'm going to talk about, but let's finish it up first with the Pop the Cork play of the week. And that is going to be Tommy Fleetwood. Yes, Tommy Ladd at 8,800 on DraftKings. I'm giving him 92 points this week. Listen, if you can get Tommy Fleetwood less than 10% owned in a field like this, playing better than he has been, okay? We always know he's been a great ball striker. It hasn't been great lately, but if you look at his strokes gained approach over his last 4 events, it has improved. He has outpaced the field as far as strokes gained approach in his last 4 events, okay? I'm looking at ownership right now at about 8%. He's top 20 in the field in scrambling. So, you know what? If you want a guy like, this is the time to get on Tommy Fleetwood. You want to be on the front end of this, okay? If he really starts playing good from now on, you're going to miss it, okay? I want to be on the front end of that with playing Tommy Fleetwood, all right? He finished top 25 here in 2019, so that's not that bad, okay? So I am going to play as my Pop the Cork play of the week, Tommy Fleetwood at 8,800. You're welcome. Okay. Let me take a few sips of the wine here, and I'll tell you why. This is the secret. The last hangover cure. Yep. The old hair of the dog. Okay. If nothing else works, just drink again. Drink more. Drink some wine. Maybe get some beer. Maybe get a vodka drink. Get some Tito's or something like that. That's like a Bloody Mary is really the perfect hair of the dog drink. You get a Bloody Mary, or I'll say this, don't hate me for it. You know, a little champagne and orange juice. What do they call that? What's that drink called again? I can't remember what that drink's called. Hang on. Yes. Okay. So I just remembered it's a mimosa. So a mimosa, champagne and orange juice is another good one, actually, that is very good for hangover cures and hair of the dog. Don't know what happened to me there. Maybe it was the alcohol over the weekend for the Masters that got to me, and I couldn't remember what a mimosa was. Anyway, we don't care. All right. So this has been a very informative fantasy golf sommelier, I'm sure. I hope you've all enjoyed it. That's really all I got. Now, we're not going to be back next week. Okay. We've got the team event for the Zurich Classic in New Orleans. I bet there's going to be a lot of drinking going on there. That's a good drinking town. But we'll be back after that. Excuse me. Yes, but we will be back after that for whatever the next tournament is. I have no clue. Okay, that's all I got this week. Good luck. Hope you win some money. Hope you don't have a major hangover, but if you do, I think you know how to cure it now.